Good afternoon, class. I trust that you are well and you are looking forward to this class. Okay, this class is specifically prepared for you to discuss the exam portfolio guidelines. I know today I've got the class a little earlier. It's because I have some other engagements. It's a very busy time of the year. We're not only busy with exams and assessments, we're busy with lots of different things, right? So I'm all over the place. I have too many things to do. So you will also see my responses to your emails a bit slower as well. I can't get to everything at the same time. Jacob, would you like to say something before I move on? Or it's just to acknowledge that you can hear me? Okay, I'm going to lower your hand. All right. Now, when we're talking of the exam portfolio, I know a lot of students have been asking, what do I do? Where's my exam timetable? When do I write the exam? What happens? Do I need the Invigilator app? Do I need the Turnitin? So today I'm answering all those questions, right? We didn't want to stress you out before. That's why we didn't provide this information. We wanted you to finish your assessments. Since the assessments have all closed now and we've sorted out all the assessments, we can discuss the exam portfolio. I'll even provide some feedback for your assignment 2, and assignment 2 was your written assignment, and I'll give you some updates on that as well. All right. So let's move forward, right? And students, you all know me and you know my details. I provide them all the time. They're in your tutorial letters. They're on the site as well, on the Moodle site. And you've been talking to me all the time. So I had one student that says she's been emailing me all the time and she's emailed everybody and never got contact with us. And that is not true, because my mailbox usually is empty. I make sure I empty my mailbox and I respond to all the students. And where you asking a question, we have already sent an announcement, then I will not respond to that because you will receive the email as well from the announcement. That's the only time I don't respond, is when the question has been answered already. All right, so let me move forward with the class. Your exam portfolio is assessment 3. It's not a timed exam. So let me explain that. You know, always you have that stress where the portal opens at 8 o'clock and it closes at 11 o'clock and you have to quickly do it offline. We're not doing that. I don't like you to rush that way. All right. I trust you. I trust that you will not copy and do strange things. I want you to gain skills. So skills are important for you to gain, especially in a course such as this. You're going into a business environment. So you need to make sure that you are fit to go into the business environment. I am tasked with giving you these skills, these communication and business writing skills, although they're at the basic level. You're not getting advanced skills, but you're getting basic level skills to go into the workplace and use them. And I don't think that can work with a timed exam. That's why I haven't given you a timed exam at all. I've given you a lot of time. You've seen even with your written assessment, the portal much earlier than it was supposed to be opened, right? So that's what I do to make sure that you gain the skills that you require. Now, the exam portfolio, you'll see there's a link on your Moodle page where you did your assessment 1, assessment 2. You'll see there's a tab for assessment 3, but the portal is not open, right? So I'm sure you've all seen that. Have you all seen that? Please give me a thumbs up just to see if those who have seen that. Okay, perfect. So that means that you are aware of it, 100%. I'm glad for that. I'm glad that this class is doing well. Now, when will the portal open? Oh, this is my wrong date. This is not the correct date, sorry. I fixed the date on the wrong presentation. Just give me 1 second. Let me change that. Let me change the date there, sorry. Let me see how to stop presenting the slides. Just give me 1 second, right? Let me fix the date. I had the date for another module. Sorry, I put it on the wrong presentation. Just give me 1 second, right? To fix the date. I don't want to have the date in the slides because students will have the wrong date. Let me fix it up quickly and give you the correct date. Just 1 second. I'm just fixing the date quickly. You see, when I tell you I'm working with too many different things at once, that's the problem. Perfect. I'm going to present it again. There we go. There's the correct date. Sorry about that. Your portal opens for assessment 3. The portal opens on Monday, 29th of April, 2024 at 8 a.m. And it closes on Thursday, the 2nd of May, 2024 at 11 p.m. Now, this is exam rules for an exam portfolio. So you don't have the pressure of the 3-hour exam and that to complete everything in 3 hours. I feel that, you know what, you can't use your resources and your mental capacity best in a time exam. So I feel for this exam, especially considering the amount of writing and critical thinking you have to do, you need time. That's why I have changed this module to an exam portfolio, all right? So now I am giving you some important tips. Please do not leave this till the 2nd of May when you download it at 7 p.m. at night and try and do this. You will not manage to finish it. As soon as the portal opens on the 29th of April at 8 a.m., you need to download the exam portfolio. Download it onto your computer. You'll see just the way your assignment was, where you get a PDF you have to download. You download the PDF onto your computer and you start working on the assessment. So that means you can work on your assessment over the 3 days. So we suggest that if you are working and all that, take some time off. If you can take the 3 days off to work on your portfolio, that's good for you. If you can take 1 day off, 2 days off, whatever, but take time off to work on the portfolio. But you have to work on it for the 3 days. No, you don't have to. I suggest that you do. All right, depends on how you work. It will give you less pressure. Okay, I don't know what happened there. The slide just closed. Okay, I'll share it again. Don't worry. You can hear me again, right? Yeah, there seems to be an issue here. Okay, perfect. As long as you can hear me, it just shut down all of a sudden. You know these things happen. Okay, perfect. So I'm going to go back again and tell you, please use this time wisely to prepare your final portfolio. Can you please mute yourselves? Okay, I've muted everybody again. All right, so download it as soon as the portal opens, put it on your computer and start working on your assessment. Like always, you have to have the declaration. Remember, I've got that declaration of originality under additional resources. You can download it and you can continue working on your assessment from there. So it's easy. You don't have to copy and paste and whatever. Oh, no, sorry. You don't have to work on your assessment. You're going to work on your assessment on a Google Doc. Sorry, I got out of another class, so the other class doesn't need that. So sorry, you're going to work on your Google Doc again. And your declaration, you're going to copy and paste it on your Google Doc. But I'm explaining that to you now. The assignment is due at 11 p.m. Please don't start uploading it at 10 p.m. and 9 p.m. at night. You know how Moodle is. When there's a lot of students online, it will hang. This is an exam portfolio, so all exam rules apply. There's no extensions. The portal will not be opened even 1 minute after 11 p.m. So if you are still busy uploading and it didn't upload, unfortunately, your exam is you missed out on the exam. Don't put yourself in that position. I suggest you start uploading your exam a few hours earlier. All right. So that's why I'm saying start working on it earlier. As soon as you get the exam instructions, the portal is open, start working on it. By the afternoon of 2nd of May, start uploading it. Because 11 p.m. is the cutoff time, and you know what happens with Moodle when you are stressed. Moodle also gets stressed out. I don't know why it does that. You cannot email submissions to us. There are no email submissions. You can, and please, if you got queries, do not email us with all your private email accounts, please. Use your MyLife email account, that is university policy. It's also very important because it is national policy to make sure we keep our student data and our university data only to stakeholders. And you, as a student, you're a university stakeholder, and we can only identify you with your student account. All right, so that I hope that makes sense to you. So if we're talking of going into the digital age, that is one of the things you need to be aware of, which we discussed in Learning Unit 11, remember? We spoke about your digital footprint and confidentiality and all of that, okay? So that is very, very important. So I'm going to explain. Yes, I saw the question in there. I'm going to tell you what's happening with the Google Docs and that, and I'll give you feedback on that as well. So I hope all this is clear for you. Make sure you are in a place where there isn't network issues. You've got enough data, your load shedding schedules, check all of that. You know, I also have a lot of load shedding. Last weekend, the whole weekend, I didn't have power. I think from Friday till Monday, we had no power. So, and I need to work. I can't stop working. So I have to make alternative arrangements. So I make sure I have another device for my internet. I make sure I've got an extra power bank for my computers. So I had to make sure of all of that. So when that runs out, I know I can go to someone else where they have power and charge it. So I made sure that everything is continuing while I am working. All right. So I ensure that I have at least 6 hours of power on my computer, 6 hours of internet access before I can go to someone else and charge again. So make sure all that arrangements are done because we can't be held responsible for all of that. And the university can't be. All of us are going through all of these issues, right? We know, so we have to make arrangements for that. So these are the things that I have prepared for you. Are you clear on this? Are you clear on the dates? Are you clear on what I'm saying about submission? You have to submit a single PDF document. Please make this clear. Because many of you said, where must I submit the link? I was so upset with that. I was very upset with that because you guys are all in class and you're listening and I don't know what you were listening to. You can only submit one single PDF with everything in there. All your questions, all your declaration, everything. No folders, no Excel spreadsheets, no Microsoft Word documents, no Google Docs on the portal. You submit one PDF document, a full file with everything in there on the assignment 3 portal on the My Modules site. Perfect, you got it? Give me a thumbs up if you got all that. I can move to the next slide. I will explain the Google link just now, right? Perfect. 100%. Thank you, guys. All right. Another thing, avoid plagiarism. Please, guys, you are working hard, you are studying hard. I see that you are getting things. We are busy marking. We only closed the portal on the 10th, right? When did the assignment to close? On the 5th of April, right? We only closed the portal on the 5th of April. So we only started marking then. We've got over 3,000 scripts to mark. And we have to mark, moderate, all this. So it takes a bit of time. So we will release. I don't want to release some marks and not release the others. I want to release all the marks together. We'll do it sometime next week, which will be just a few days before your portfolio. So you'll have that 3 or 4 days to go through your assignment feedback. Okay. In the meantime, we have uploaded a feedback tutorial letter. It's called the Tutorial Letter 201. Go under Official Study Material. You'll see I've created a folder called Tutorial Letters. Under that, you will see there's a TL201. That has got the full feedback for assignment 2. You'll see I've got templates and also you can see everything is in there. Okay, so download that for now until you get the feedback for your assignment. So I hope that is clear. You don't ask me again when you're getting your assignment. You're busy marking. I will release all together. And when we finish all the 3,000 scripts, I want to release so that all students get it at the same time. I don't want students to say, you know what, I got it, other one didn't get it. It's not fair on me. I don't want that situation, right? Where one student feels that they have been treated unfairly because they've got the feedback late. So you'll all get the feedback one time. Remember that, we also human beings marking, right? It takes time to mark. We can't mark everything together. And we have to read all this and mark and we moderate and check everything. And you will see that my marking is very thorough. We have a full rubric there. You'll see the rubric is in, we create that in an Excel spreadsheet and we convert it and add it to your site. So when you're getting your feedback and you go onto the Moodle site, you must download 2 documents once your assignment is marked. You'll get the marked assignment. You can download it, so it'll be one PDF. The second PDF will be a rubric. You must download it. It's got all the marks, how you got marked. Like, in your assignment instructions, we gave you the rubrics in there. Remember how your mark allocations were? So we put that mark allocation there with your mark when we were marking your assignments. So you must get that, right? So download both. Some markers mark offline. So we don't mark on Moodle. So you'll find that you'll get one document that has your rubric and your marked assignment together. So just make sure that you have your marked assignment and rubric, whether it's attached together or separate. Mostly they will be separate, so it'll be 2 separate PDFs that you must get to get your feedback. And sometimes some markers mark offline because you know how Moodle can get very moody, so we need to continue marking. We don't want to delay our marking, so that's what we do. Okay, so I've given you that instruction. Make sure you adhere to academic integrity guidelines. Please don't just copy and paste from the internet, copy and paste from each other. Start thinking about things. This is giving you important skills. Important skills. I know writing is hard. Writing is not easy. That's why we're teaching you this. Remember, I taught you from the beginning. What is language? What is grammar? Grammatical rules. And then from there, we went on to sentence construction. Then we went on to persuasive writing. We showed you how to write persuasively. Some of you still ask about that. What is a thesis statement? How to write it? That means you didn't study that chapter. I think it was learning units 5 and 6. It gives you full instructions on how to write persuasively, tells you about your target audience, who you're speaking to. If you study all that well, you'll know how to write better. It will help you with other writing tasks as you go into other fields also, into your workplace, into personal life as well. You have to write certain things for certain audiences, so it teaches you how to write more effectively. So make sure you go through all of that, right? So adhere to that. Don't just copy and paste. And your citations are only for the essay, not for your other questions, right? But we're teaching you that so that when you go into the workplace, remember in the workplace, we told you even the report, you're not going to write an abridged report like you did for assignment 1. You will have opportunity, we have to do the full report. Remember in my lesson, I explained the full report as well to you. And that full report will need citations and a list of sources consulted. So that's how we're training you for all of that, right? Because a course is only a semester long, we can't actually ask you to submit such a big report in that, right? That's why we give you the abridged report, which you will have an opportunity to do sometimes in the workplace, right? Where you have to give a quick report on things. And the extended one, you will have the opportunity to do that in the workplace. Sometimes you have to do it with a team. So that's why we teach you all that, okay? So make sure you avoid all these unnecessary things. You will do that. I know you will. Time management is key. Please, students, as soon as you download your assignment instructions, look at the different questions. For instance, now, if you're saying, there's 4 different questions. I've got 3 days to work on it. Which one do I work on first? What do I do first? What am I doing today, tomorrow? I need 2 hours to do this. Okay, today, when I come back from work, I didn't get off. So when I come back from work, I'll work on question 1. Or tomorrow, when I come back, I'll work on question 2 and 3. So you need to work out your time management already. Work on that because you need to do a lot of research and things, right? And it's an open book thing. You can use your study material and you can look for resources, no problem. But please don't copy and paste without thinking. Just copy and paste anything and everything, copy with each other and avoid all that, please. Avoid all that, right? You're just affecting yourself. You're not affecting anybody else because you won't gain the skills you need. And remember that, the university is very strict on that nowadays. We follow up on all of these things. Now, because this is an exam portfolio, I can't give you the exact questions, right? I can give you hints and guidelines. So this is what I'm going to do, okay? Are you guys okay for now? Do you have any questions before I move on? No questions. Okay, good. But you're good. I see there's one hand up. Lisedi, please go ahead. Do you want to ask a question?
Yes, ma'am. Good day, ma'am.
Yes, go ahead.
I just wanted to ask about my Moodle, when you talked about us receiving our assessment 2, feedback. I use the My Unisub website online, so I just wanted to know how would that work?
When you say how will that work, you mean you use the My Unisa
The
and
rubric and
you didn't use the Moodle app.
no, I didn't, ma'am.
Okay, you know Moodle, you can just get onto your browser and get onto Moodle as well. The only problem I have with my UNISA sometimes is that sometimes I see some students can't see when they've done the submission and you can't see your submission properly. And that sometimes that's the problem I have. Remember that Moodle is an external application and it's put onto our My UNISA platform. So the My UNISA platform is internal and it's integrated with the Moodle platform. So I would suggest you go onto the Moodle platform. I'll give you a tour just now of Moodle and tell you how to submit. Is that okay?
It's okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, perfect. I'll do that just now, all right? Adolf Chowke, please go ahead.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good
So
afternoon.
I have the same issue as well. I've used my UNISA, but when I go to Moodle and check if it was submitted, it was showing as submitted there. So will it be fine?
I'm sure it will be fine. I'm just a bit concerned that sometimes you don't check both the platforms. And what some students do is that you upload it, but you don't press submit. Or when you're pressing submit, you don't even check that it's submitted fully and you close your computer or you close your browser and then it doesn't submit. So that's the only thing I have a problem. It's fine if you submit it from there, but I would suggest you go onto the Moodle site and check so you can check properly. But if you've used the MyUnisa site to submit, make sure you go and check if it's submitted. Make sure that it's submitted. We had students, shame where they had to fail because it wasn't properly submitted. So I don't want that issue. And I can't help you with it because remember it's an exam portfolio, right? So it's going to be a real problem, right? So just make sure if you're submitting on the MyUnisa site, I know there's a small link there. You can do that also, no problem, but make sure you check. Check on both the sides if it's submitted correctly. It will tell you submitted, okay? And you will see the file. Another problem I have with students, you submit an incorrect file. Students, I cannot help you if you do that. I know you're stressed, but please, to avoid that, what you can do, what you should do actually, on your computer, create a folder. Create it CBC1501 exam portfolio. So you know that is your exam portfolio, and in that folder, only keep the document that you're going to submit, not all your extra documents. All right. Any extra documents, keep it in an extra miscellaneous folder within that. Okay, so that you know when you're submitting, you submit the correct file. So when you're uploading the file, make sure you check before you upload. At that time, try and stay calm. Okay, that's why I don't want to give you a timed exam because you get more stressed and I don't want that. Because with this writing task, it's not good to be on that type of stress mode of 3 hours only to finish something like that and submit it because you're not going to gain the skills that I want you to gain. All right, so now you've got enough time. Don't wait till the last minute to upload. The network, 100% when you're stressed, the network is going to give up. That is Murphy's law. I don't know who Murphy was, but he was correct in that aspect. 100% of the time, the network will go down or Moodle will go down. Don't wait till then. It's because you stress, so everything works against you. It's just we being getting a message that we should work in time, work a little earlier so we don't work under stress, right? So that is also a skill that you need to learn. All right, now I'm going to tell you how to, just the way you did your assignment too, that was basically preparation for how your assignment will be. You're not going to get the same questions, right? Obviously, you're going to get different questions, right? And this module has so many things you can ask about, right? And so many different writing types, the different types of business documents that you can submit. So I'm going to ask you different business documents again. But if you look at the structure of the assignment too, this is going to have a similar structure. I want you to give a professional document. All right, just the way we did in the assignment. You have your cover page, you have your declaration, and remember the declaration that we want. Don't use an old declaration, please. It's under additional resources. Under additional resources, I've created folders. One folder has got your study guide, and you'll see there's a full study guide and your different learning units. The other one's got your online learning resources, and it's in a folder. The next one has got the Declaration of Originality. You'll find the declaration in there in MS Word format, which you can download. Download it immediately today and keep it on your computer. So you can copy and paste it on your Google Drive folder. I'll tell you what to do now about the Google Drive folder, because that was stressing everyone out. Actually, it's a good thing I saw that you were stressed out, because it means that that was a skill you didn't have. And it's an important skill that you needed to learn. So it showed that you learned something new, which I'm happy about. All right. I'm not happy that you're stressing, but I'm saying that stress showed that you were learning something new. Usually when you show that much of stress, it shows that it's a skill that was missing. All right. So make sure you do all of that, right? And you end with a list of sources consulted, your headings and numbering are all correct. Make sure you go according to the TL301, that's under official study material also. So yes, I was saying under official study material, you even got that folder with tutorial letters, and your tutorial letter 201 will be under official study materials and under additional resources, all right? So just have a look at that. I'll just check again if I've put it under additional resources and upload it if I didn't, but it's under official study material. I'll show you everything now. Let me finish this class quickly and show you the Moodle tour, and then I'll ask you questions, okay? So question 1 is the same as your question 1 for the assignment, but there's a difference. You know what's question 1 is your Google Drive. Now, students, in your assignment also, I wrote there clearly, question 1 is for 5 marks. Please provide your links. So where do you provide the links? Under question 1. You don't have to submit the links to me, right? You need to submit your links under this, otherwise you lose the 5 marks. So what you need to do is, now for the assignment, but for the exam portfolio, make sure you read it very carefully. All right. And you see, I usually put the rubrics in as well. All right. Just the way I did in the assignment. That's why it showed you how we work, how we structure things. And because the rubric is so clear and the instructions are so clear, you don't have to have stress. I noticed, you know what the biggest stress is for you guys? You don't read the instructions because they're very long. And then you ask each other on the groups. Those groups cause a lot of miscommunication. A lot of miscommunication and a lot of things happen. One student will say, no, you need to submit the link to them. No, you need to submit the link on Moodle. And all the students are confused because you're not reading the instruction. So please avoid those Telegram groups. If you want support there, like, you know, emotional support when you're under pressure, it's fine, but not for work, please. Those groups really mix you up. Eh? Read my instructions, they're 100% clear. You don't have to read anything else. Okay. So now you're going to provide the Google Drive link and the Google Doc link for your assignment and your exam portfolio, because we want to see both of them. Okay. So that means now for question 1, you're going to have the links. You're going to first provide, in the first part, you provide your link for your assignment. That means you're going to have a Google Drive link for your assignment. And you'll have a Google Doc link for your assignment. That means what you submitted already. It's just the link, not your whole assignment. And under question 1, please, students, don't ask me strange things now, hey? Because I'm not going to spoon feed you. So we want those links there. I want you to gain the skills, very important skills. And the second part for your portfolio, you create a folder and for your Google Drive folder and your Google Drive link. Yes. Now you're going to ask me something funny. I'm not going to answer you. I'm not going to even respond to that email. Okay. And if any student asks you that, just refer them to this video. You know where to find the videos, right? You know I will upload it on the system, right? Before the morning, it should be uploaded. So this is what you need to do. Another thing, and in the rubric, it tells you make sure the link is accessible. Now, students, I can't give you every single piece of information. Okay, you are not in high school. You are now a university student. You should be quite independent. Just give me one moment. I'm sorry about that. I just had a visitor in my office. Okay, so I was telling you, when I tell you we want something to be accessible, you need to do that research a bit. If it's I'm asking you for a Google Drive link, and I'm asking you for a Google Doc link, you need to go into the help files for Google Doc and Google Drive. This means that you need to see, how do I make it accessible to everyone? Now, remember, there are going to be different people at the university marking your things. I have a whole team of markers that I have trained and a whole team of people that will be using it. So now if you only made it accessible to me, accessible to you, it's not going to be accessible. You need to make it accessible to all. I'm not going to tell you how to do that. You need to go and research it yourself. Go onto the Google Drive help files and ask, how do I make my folder accessible to everyone? Go on to Google Doc help files and ask, how do I make my document accessible to everyone? The link must be accessible to anyone with a link. All right, there's an option there. There's an option there that makes it accessible to everyone. So if we can't access it, you're going to lose that mark. All right. So you're going to see that in your assignment. Wherever you can't access it and whoever couldn't access it, you lose that mark. It means that at the workplace, if you're working in a team and you are sharing a document, remember, this is so important. Like I was telling you in one of my classes, I work with many international organizations and international people. We don't meet because we can't fly every day. We meet once in a while overseas, but I mean, we need to do our work behind the scenes. We work with all these collaborative tools, and this is some of the collaborative tools that are used in the workplace. So that means you can work on one document collaboratively. So now if you want to share your document with some people, you haven't made it accessible, how are those people going to work on your document? So you need to be careful on the sharing rights. So at the moment, you make it accessible to everyone with a link. And now if you're at the workplace and you're only working with 5 people, then you must make the link accessible only to those 5 people. All right, because you don't want everybody to have the link. So this is an important skill. Remember in Learning Unit 11, we told you there's some important skills on digital management, right? And ethics of your digital footprint and all these things. That's what we're teaching you now. All right. And we're practically applying it now. Can you see that? So this is what we wanted you to learn. So one of the students asked me, they have 4 links. Yes. So you need to make sure that it's written in this way. Your assignment links like Google Drive. But remember the naming formula. I gave you the naming formula in your assignment. You're going to use similar types of naming formulas, right? And if you can use that, the naming formula I gave you and end it with, assignment and end it with portfolio so we can see which one is which, all right? So make sure you use that type of naming formula and you have instructions in your exam PDF as well. So you will see that, but you know for now what to do. So for now, go home. I want you to download the declaration. Make sure you sort all that out and make sure your work is original, all right? Don't copy and paste and use AI tools to do all that. That's not going to help you in any way, all right? Don't do all of that, right? Work on this thing. It's actually a very exciting module and very exciting skills you're learning. And then now I want you to go and work on your Google Drive thing. Go and create your folders, create your Google Docs. If you've already got your assignment once, make sure that those are sorted out. If you haven't done it with the assignment or you made mistakes with it, sort all that out, sort all your access permissions out, do all of that. And don't share those links with the other students and in the groups and all that. Please don't do that, okay? Don't do that. You just change that and you don't share your link with anyone. Your link should go in your portfolio under question 1. All right. Question 2 is the same. Remember, I told you it's your essay. You know what to do now here, right? I don't have to tell you. You know what to do. You had your 5 paragraphs in your body that were incomplete. You only had 2 sentences each. Now you need to finish your body, all right? And where you made mistakes, you look at your assignment and you'll see where you've made mistakes. Excuse me, you'll see where you've made mistakes. Sometimes your topic is a little off. What you can change it slightly, but you know what to do. Basically, for each of those 5 paragraphs in your body, you must have a topic sentence, and you had a substantiating sentence. Now you'll add another 3 or 4 substantiating statements for each of those paragraphs to finish it. So each paragraph of the body should be at least 5 to 6 sentences, all right? And those substantiating statements must have citations, okay? And those in-text citations must be must have a full reference in the list of sources consulted. I hope that makes sense. Okay, so I have all this information for you. Any questions on question 1 and 2? Any questions on question 1 and 2? Nothing. Okay, I'm sure you find, you know this. Yes, Linku, please go ahead.
Yes, ma'am. Sorry, I wanted to ask that if the is it okay to leave the citations exactly as they were in from the second assignment, or do we need to create new ones for the portfolio?
Listen, for the ones that you've done, you've got those 5 paragraphs with your 5 substantiating statements. And if those were fine and those were correct, you can continue using those ones. That's fine. But now when you're going to add, remember, you have to finish the paragraph, right? You can't have 2 sentences in a paragraph. You're going to add other citations. But if you're asking me the resources that you've used, that's fine. If you've used just the 3 or 4 resources, that's fine. I want you to use at least 5 resources. That means you must have your tutorial letter, your study guide, an online resource, and 2 of your own additional resources, right? Any 2 sources that you consulted. If you had all those 5 and they were fine and they talk of the subject properly and all that, then you can still use the same ones. It's no problem. If you feel that something wasn't correct, you can use another one then. Does it make sense, I hope?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay, perfect. Swandile, please go ahead.
Ma'am, regarding question 1, I don't understand how we should have 4 links.
What do you mean? What don't you understand?
What I understand is that we should submit 2 links, one for the folder and one for the assignment. So what are the other 2 for?
Okay, one of the students answer this because I'm not going to answer this. One of the students help. Look, one of the students, yes, let's see. Nobody's answering anything. If you have, Swandile, please pay attention. You have a Google Drive for your assignment, and you have a Google Drive folder for your portfolio. How many links are those? Swandile?
There are 2.
And then now if you have a Google Doc for your assignment and a Google Doc for your portfolio, how many links are those?
Okay.
It makes sense? So
Yeah,
you can
yeah.
see you have a Google Drive folder for your assignment, and inside that folder, you have a Google Doc. So each of those has a link. For your portfolio, you have a Google Drive folder and you have a Google Doc. So you have 2 links there. 2 links for your assignment, 2 links for your portfolio. Does it make sense?
Yes, it does.
Perfect. Okay.
Thank you.
No problem. I didn't mean I'm not going to answer the question. I mean, I'm not going to answer it immediately. I want to see if anybody answers, knows that. Okay. But now at least it's clear now to everyone, right? Okay, so we can move to the next question. Okay, now because it's an exam portfolio, those things you've already done. And remember, I've been talking about a continuous type of assessment and learning. Can you see self-reflective learning? You're already seeing what you did wrong in the first assignment, right? And how to fix it. So that's why I told you. So those 2 questions are fixing what you've done wrong. And obviously the first question is something extra that you needed to do. You had to create 1 more folder and 1 more Google Doc, right? In the assignment, you had only 2 links. That's only 1 Google Doc, 1 Google Drive folder, and 1 Google Doc. Now you have 2 folders and 2 docs, right? Makes sense. But you already had your assignment and your assignment folder, so that's not something you have to recreate unless you didn't do it before. Then you've got double work, but you can start doing that already, okay? Now, your essay, I told you what to do. You know what to do there. Question 3 and 4, I can't discuss this with you, but I can give you some tips. You've got question 3 and 4. Remember, we have so many different business documents. I've discussed them with you. Go under online class 3 on the welcome page. And you know, under online class 3, there's so many extra resources there. And there's those extra videos also on the different templates. I want you to go through all of that. I'm telling you this early because I want you to start learning, going through all of that. I'm going to ask you 2 different business documents, 2 other business documents to prepare. So instead of struggling and doing all that when the portfolio opens, start learning them now. Go through all those business documents, all right? Go through all the business documents I discussed Online learning, online class 3, go through all those videos and all those slides. Okay, so go there. You'll see there's quite a few. I'm going to go through Moodle slide now quickly. You must please read all the instructions. You know how I work. I give you a scenario. The scenario, you see, when I give you a main scenario, many students got a bit confused with that. The main scenario, basically, what it does, it gives you context, right? Because this whole module is about communication. There's so many different aspects of communication. I zoom in and give you some examples to show you how to apply the things we've learned. So it's all not abstract. So when you read the main scenario, it's just giving you context. It's telling you, okay, this is how communication works. You saw how the main scenario worked in the assignment. It tells you a lot about what people think of communication in the workplace and self-image and writing and how important it is and how they did those surveys and analyses and what they found out and what they want organizations to do. It's giving you background. So it's taking all the information, and applying it to a workplace just to make the study material less abstract for you. All right. It's not just something odd that you're learning. It's something that's being applied in the workplace. And then when you have a question, like question 2 or 3 or 4, then I give you a small scenario there again. Basically, that scenario now for the question will give you the specifics that are required for the scenario, right? But you've got the context, and now you see, it gives you a broad context in the main scenario. Then we zoom into the specific context of the task that's required of you. Like you saw when we asked you to create a business letter, so this person is doing this and we need this type of a letter and what you need to do and all of that, right? Okay, so very important, read the instructions well. Don't confuse yourself because the main scenario gives you general context. The small scenario in the question will give you the specific context of the task that we want from you. See the rubric and the mark allocations and see what we want. Don't put irrelevant information. Some students have that habit. You give irrelevant information, you duplicate information, so you don't get marks. You're not going to get marks for that, right? Make sure you answer everything that's required of you, whatever we ask of you. You saw even in the business letter, we told you we want this information included. And you didn't follow that sometimes, so you lost marks, all right? So make sure you do that. Study all your learning units, because you need to apply communication theory, language, and formatting rules and guidelines. You're going to have to apply all of that, all right? You've seen how you have to work, right? And I told you about all of that. Okay, and then finally, you will end with the self-assessment and self-reflection questions. Make sure you read the questions carefully. They are different from the first ones. Slightly different, some are same, some are different. Follow the formatting and language guidelines. You get marks for that. You'll see, you know the rubric. I've showed you the rubric and you'll see your assignment when it comes back. Answer all the questions fully. I don't know why that's incorrectly spelled. I'll fix that up. Technical presentation, remember, you need to have all of this. You need to have the declaration, table of contents. Oh, look what happened here. I was copying and pasting something. Not table of introduction, it's table of contents, the overall conclusion, and the overall introduction, right? I was doing that and caused that. Sorry about that. I'll fix it up now. So remember, there are 4 aspects to that for 10 marks. You need to include that. Make sure you download the correct declaration. All right. Now, let me show you the Moodle site, and then you can ask me a few questions, right? Let me stop sharing this. Get your questions ready if you want. Right, let me get onto the site. 1 second, I show you the site again. All right, you can see my site now. This is under your official study materials. There's your study guide, tutorial letter 101, that's basic information about the course. Your 201, that's your feedback tutorial letter for assignment 2. And your tutorial letter 301 with referencing guidelines. Please make sure you go there and you get that. What I wanted to see was, I wanted you to see was the welcome page. Yes. You know the welcome page, the read more, there's all your files and all your online classes. All your information is here, students. When you ask me also what's the assessment marks and all that, what's the weightings, everything is here, all right? There's all your classes. You look under online class 3. You should actually go through all your classes, right? But for your writing tasks, there's your online class 3, right? There's referencing. These are different reports and essays, and that it shows you and it gives you templates. This one gives you other templates, so you need to learn all of those, right? And you need to also go through this learning unit 4 and 5. Look at the online class because I explain lots of things in there. And you can you see there's slides with each of them? There's a slide there, there's slides there, there's slides there and there. So go through all of that, go home and start working on that. Work out a plan and see how you want to go through everything. Go through all the classes. You can see all the classes are there, right? Today's class will also be uploaded here soon. Before the morning, I should have it uploaded, all right? Now, your assessment 3, there's your assessment 3 there, right? So make sure you go into that. There it gives you the dates and that. So you know how to get into that. Click onto that and get there and submit it there. Make sure you submit it there. I think it also gives, there's an option where you have to tick the declaration there. Make sure you click it. Make sure it's submitted. Please make sure you upload and you submit it. I had a few cases where students didn't upload. Do not password protect your file. All right, please don't do that. Make sure to save your file correctly as a PDF. So, some of you have done, and now it's much less than before. I only had 2 or 3 queries with corrupt files, and it's definitely on the student side. It's definitely on the student side because you're saving it incorrectly and you've got the wrong extension of the file. It doesn't end with .pdf. There's some strange thing that has happened. Just make sure your file is accessible, right? Because we can't ask you for another file and all that. So that's the problem. I think I've showed you everything and I've answered the other students' questions also. So you know how to get here. All right. And this is the how you get onto the site. Okay, onto Moodle. I'll just put that into the chat. So you know how to get onto the Moodle site. Okay, perfect. Now, any questions? I saw one hand up earlier. You have no questions? Are you all fine? Okay. M. Bhartma? I see all the questions are answered. Yes, thanks for answering all the questions in the chat. Shows my students are listening to me. Good. Please go ahead, M. Bhartman. Unmute yourself. You muted?
Sorry.
Oh, yes. Go ahead.
I just want to confirm with the essay, do we still have to add the whole planning but in the portfolio?
We usually give you the instructions. You must read the instructions for the exam portfolio. If we ask you for it, remember you need to include it. And if you see in your assignment the planning was bad, remember I told you the planning is not just a random thing. It has to show your main ideas that are going to come out, right? So make sure that you can fix it and put it in if we ask you of it. I can't give you all the specific details, right?
Okay. Just another thing. When we, sorry, now I forgot. Okay. I'll send you. I'll ask the question if I remember.
Okay, perfect. Is there anything else that anyone wanted to ask about the Moodle site or anything? You all answered now, right? I've answered everything. And you're all good. Okay, so please, I don't want a million different emails on the same issue. Someone will ask me, where do I send the link? You're not going to ask me where to send the link, right? And you're not going to confuse other students about the links, right? Don't confuse other students in those groups. I've seen those groups. Those groups really confuse the students and they're making me very angry, those groups, right? Don't do that. And go home and start with your study plan already and work on your time. I hope you're all good. If you've got no questions, give me a thumbs up that you're all good and we can say goodbye.
And the recordings?
Yes, you can come in, sure. The recordings, or the recording I'll upload it. I told you before the morning I should upload it. Remember, I told you it's going to be on the same place on the welcome page. And I usually send an announcement out as well. But I see the announcement emails are delayed. You're getting the emails a little later. So don't wait for the announcement. Just check on the site. I should upload it later in the afternoon, but sometimes I get a bit occupied. I'm busy with a lot of other things. Before the morning, it should be under the 9th lesson, right? You can see all the other lessons are here, right? So just check on here. Don't wait for the announcement. Sometimes those emails I see, they're going out 2-3 days late. So keep checking on here. You'll see it by the morning, the latest it should be up, okay? Okay, perfect. Lesedi?
Ma'am, I'm not sure if I made this mistake during my assessment 2, but I just want to make sure that I don't do it again with assessment 3. So according to the rubric, there is a section that talks about technical presentation, and then it talks about overall introduction and overall conclusion. So are we supposed to have a mini introduction that talks about the whole assignment, and then at the end we should have a short paragraph that concludes the assignment?
100%, yes.
Oh,
That is
no.
correct. And
Okay.
that's what the rubric also told you. Yes, that's 100% what you have to do. Okay, the student,
Okay. Now I
okay,
know.
the student Shakofatso and Elise, please don't write in full caps. Oh no, Elise answered her. Please don't write in full caps. Full caps, remember in our class, I explained this to you in non-verbal communication. That means you're shouting, right? Don't shout. It means you're shouting. It expresses that meaning. Are you not allowed to join the groups? Which groups are you talking about? The e-tutor groups. Shakofatso, please answer that for me. Okay, Lesedi, did I answer your question? Anything else?
Yes, you did, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay,
I'm good.
perfect. The next student, Shlabani. Shlabani, please go ahead.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good, thanks. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you. I got into this meeting very, very late. Sorry about that. But then I just want to find out, is it like if you didn't do well on assignment 2, what are the chances of you making it for on the last portfolio?
You will do well on the portfolio then because now it's a learning curve. That's why we're making you repeat something so you can learn from it. When you're asking about mark allocations, again, I explained this before. Remember that you have formative assessments, that's your assignments.
Yes.
The formative assessments formed 40% of your mark. That's your 2 assignments, right? That's so the written one is 20%, the other one, the MCQs were 20% of your year mark. The portfolio is 60% of your year mark. So you have a very big chance of doing better year.
Oh, okay. All right.
Okay. All right. So
Okay.
that's why we give you this chance, you see. So I hope you're learning something from that. I wonder if you've seen some learning taking place in yourself. From the questions, I do think that you are learning a lot from that.
Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much.
When will the marks? I'm not answering the question about assignment 2 marks. Well, somebody just answer that because I've already mentioned that. Thank you. Somebody answered that. Thank you. I told you guys, please don't stress. We are busy marking. And I want to release all the marks together. So you will get it 3-4 days before the portfolio. I'm trying to get it done earlier, but I know there's always some issue because I have to check the marks before I release them. Okay. I'm referring to WhatsApp groups. So you can join your WhatsApp groups and your Telegram groups. I'm answering the question in the chat. You can join them, but please don't follow everything they say. You want perfect information about your assessment. The instructions are very clear. I've noticed that students confuse each other a lot, that WhatsApp groups and Telegram groups, a lot of false information goes in and wrong information about the assessment and how to complete the assessment, what links to put in, where to put the links in. You have to be very careful of those groups. Be careful because wrong information goes out. Look on the lecturer site, all the information is there. Look at these classes, watch these classes. I'm giving you all of that. No problem. I understand. Just be careful in future about putting all full caps on, not only for me, for anyone else. It means shouting, all right? Okay, I see there's no other new questions in. So students, I wish you all the best. Do take care and do well in your assessment. We have one final class next week. what I want to do next week is go through the assignment 2 results. I'll go through the tutorial letter 201 fully. And maybe if you have any questions about different templates, I want you to go through the different business document templates. You know which class that is, an online class 3, right? I've made this very clear. Please, I want you to all, before next week's class, go through that online class 3, all these videos. Online class 3, can you see that? And the third lesson, I want you to watch 1, 2, 3, 4 videos. All those 4 videos, you need to watch them. And you come next week, you can ask me any questions on the templates and that, so you know you're prepared for the portfolio. All the best. Are you good? And you're going to go home and create your Google Doc links and your Google Drive links and do all of those things. Sort that out already. Download your declaration so you know you got the right declaration. You're not going to get the mark if you got the wrong declaration. Remember what the declaration you have to do? You have to state your originality. Remember point 7? You have to add. I have ensured my work is original. Although I've used these different tools, they were there to help me improve my grammar, for instance. But I'm not using it religiously. I use it to help me improve. And this is how I've improved and made sure my work is original. It's not AI generated, right? Okay. And it's not copied. Okay, that's all we want from you. Okay, take care. Bye, students. All the best.
Bye, ma'am.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.